On average, I'm offering about 25% less than what they're asking. That's what that's what their fat is.
Does it help or hurt to have your YouTube channel? Do people ever see your offer and be like, wait a second, this is Ben Mallah. I saw him on YouTube yelling at the homeless guy behind the Rite Aid. Does it help you at all, or does it give you credibility, or do they just say, this is Ben, he's probably filming this?
They never say this is Ben, he's filming it. Everything I do is real. And they know if I tell them I'm going to make them an offer on that property, I'm real. It's a one-page LOI. It has my name and signature on it. They take it very serious. You know why? Because my name's not Jack. I got the money. No, I mean, the YouTube thing, I don't, does it help in people knowing who I am? Yes. Okay, yes. Most people, most brokers especially, they know who I am, and they will respond to me where they probably wouldn't respond to him. So it does help me because it shows who I am. I mean, there's nothing fake about me. There's nothing, it's all real. So they know this guy's the real deal. Okay, like my wife said, what'd you do all day? What'd you do today? And I told her, you want to know what I did today? Why don't you read the paper? There's a news article about a deal I just closed. Anyway, the point is, it does help.
How often is it that someone comes to you with a deal from YouTube that they just want to sell you something?
I get them. And I almost had one, but I didn't want to go out of state. In fact, I fed it to the guy that me and you were going to visit.
Yeah.
In Georgia.
Okay.
I do get opportunities, but they're mostly out of state. Anything going on in Florida, I pretty much know about.
Got it.
And I don't really want to branch out, But I don't do deals from, I don't get a lot of deals from YouTube, no.
So you're saying you're trying to get more liquid, but at the same time, you're still buying a lot of deals.
Well, I'm always going to be buying if the deal makes sense. Because I got kids to run. My kids run everything. I don't do it. If I tell them tomorrow, hey, go take over that 250 units over there, they'll say, fine. They'll go over there and they'll take over that. And they'll run it. And they'll make money. They'll actually do something to make money. I said, I'm not going to pick on Jack. I'm sorry. How do you tell you? Or they could be like Jack and do nothing.
How do your kids stay motivated to actually go and kill managing a 250 unit apartment complex?
I don't.
But how do they? Like, how did you
foster this? They're going to hire an on-site manager. They're going to have an on-site maintenance person.
But still, what Jack is saying, how are they so motivated? How are they motivated to do so much?
They're hungry.
Why are they hungry when you've done so much that they could theoretically just be a bit lazy?
My kids came from nothing, the older ones, and they're hungry, and they want to do it on their own too. Listen, I couldn't count the number of deals my kids have done or places they've lived in, like gypsies, all over the place. I tried to think about all the places my middle son lived. I lost count. I couldn't remember. There was too many of them. Anyway, I trained them. They grew up with me. They came from nothing like me. So they have the same motivation of hunger of being able to know that they've made millions of dollars and they can take care of the family and they can enjoy their life. I mean, I'm their example. Well, look where the fuck I live. They all live in $1 million houses, not like this, but they live in multi-million dollar houses. They got boats. They'll get to my level when they're at my age. But anyway, what are you talking about?
What about your youngest?
Who? Your youngest?
Yeah, your youngest. He grew up in affluence.
With money, yeah.
So how do you cultivate that hunger?
Well, he's not spoiled. I mean, he appreciates whatever he gets. And I still, my youngest son, I'm constantly giving him things to do. Okay. Yeah. He's the one that's going to go to college. He's graduating high school in a couple of days. He's going to college here in Tampa. And he's interested in the stock market, but I think he's really gambling. He just goes, you're like, this is gambling. That's why you like the stock market. Who are you bullshitting? But anyway, he's definitely money driven, likes to make money. He has that bug that we all have.
Is he born with it?
Or he likes to spend money.
Or that was taught?
He's been around me. And he knows that money makes your life a lot easier, or helps. And it definitely, it's nice to go out to dinner and not worry about what the bill is, right? Well, you don't know. But, luckily I'm lucky with all my kids. My kids all got the bug to make money. And if I tell the young one, listen, go do this, go do that. Listen, during the hurricane here. He was out there, filthy dirty, shoveling sand, pressure washing, whatever the we had to do, we do. And we go on a yacht. He works the boat with the captain. He wasn't with us when you went, did he?
No.
Okay. Anyway, I try to raise my kids to where they're definitely what's the word I'm looking for?
Motivated. Hungry.
Motivated.
Now, what would you say to parents whose kids are not hungry or motivated?
I think kids, when you live with your kids, you spend a lot of time with your kids, typically a lot of them follow in whatever you do. You have to set the example, and you have to put them in the environment. Okay, I put my kids in the environment. When Ben Jr. was in his first year of college and I saw he was just partying and having a good time, I told him, college is not for you. Here's an address. We just bought the apartment building. Ship your car from California to Florida. Go get an apartment over there in this building and take the shit over and start collecting the rents and make sure everything's fixed. And he did. And
Why did he do it?
He was 19. He was like 19.
Why did he do it? Did you offer to pay him a lot of money?
Well, he had no choice. I mean, it was either that or I had to walk away from him. I mean, I wasn't going to keep paying $50,000 a year for him to party in school. I mean, what are you going to do? You're not going to school. You're taking courses. You're not getting good grades. All right, you had a good time for a year. I'm glad you had a good time for a year. Now go. And then this way, I'm also protecting myself. By helping my kids, I'm protecting myself because now I'm almost 60 years old and I want to take a break. I want to enjoy life. Now let them take over and run everything. And now they all have the experience to do that.
Did he resent you at all during that time where you pulled him out of school?
No.
How did he feel when you said, sorry, no more partying, but you have
That
responsibilities?
seems like such an abrupt change.
Listen, he did what I asked him to do. I told him, go over here to Largo, Florida, move in the building. He did. He took it over, and he already grew up in the business, around the business. So, and he saw that, how the business has helped the quality of our life, because he remembers being dirt poor. I remember, living really rough with I had him when I was 18. So I was, bad shape. I was in the army and, barely make ends meet. But anyway, I'm lucky. All my kids step up to the plate. They do whatever I tell them to do because they know it's the right thing.
Do you think
And they get rewarded. Okay? They all live in, like I said, $1 million homes. They all have boats. They all have fancy cars. They all can go on vacation. All their kids are in private schools. They all do very well.
Does being rich make you happier?
And really quick, I gotta say, something that Jack and I have been trying to do a lot more lately is just to remove the annoyances that quietly waste time and energy, because those things add up fast. The thing is, we're always on the go, we're always trying to get to the next thing, so having a cleaner setup and a little more control in your day really goes a long way, and that is exactly why we absolutely love MagBack. The MagBack Elite case is so much more than just a case. It has the finger loop for a secure grip, side grips that feel great, a pinky pillow for comfort, and a built-in kickstand when you need it.
That is all built to make everyday use way better. And it also just comes with a screen protector, so that's one less thing that you have to worry about.
Then they also have their MagBack 3-in-1 home multi-charger that keeps everything clean and ready to go. You drop your phone, AirPods, and Apple Watch on it at night, and by morning, everything is charged in one place. What I really like about this is that it's not just like a mess of wires that looks awful. I don't have to try to plug and play and which one does what. It's all in one place, and it looks incredibly clean, and it just makes it easy.
I kid you not, Graham and I are genuinely huge fans of MagBack. I use their wallet, I use their phone case, and also on the side of my Tesla screen, I put my phone up there. It is so helpful. Check it out with this footage. I can guarantee if you're on Apple or Android, they have something for you. So if you want to make your setup cleaner and way more efficient, definitely check them out with the link down below, and don't forget to use our code, which is also down below.
Does being rich make you happier?
I mean, I've lived without money. I wasn't very happy. So, I mean, listen, it depends when, am I happy all the time? No, sometimes I'm unhappy because I got issues I'm dealing with, but it's a lot easier living with money. Yes. My kids are getting a quality education. All of my nieces, my nephews, my grandkids, my kids, whatever, they're all getting great educations. Why? They go to great private school. And, and yes, they go on vacations and they enjoy their life. And it's a lot nicer having money than sweating and struggling and worrying about paying your bills.
At what point do you notice that quality of life change most dramatically?
I mean, when you feel like you're not worried about the dinner bill anymore, I remember counting the pennies to buy lunch for my kids. Pennies. Making sure I didn't have to pay the California tax when you get 2 tacos for $1 at Jack in the Box. They remember it too. I mean, when you can not worry so much about paying your house note and you don't have to worry about stuff on your cars. I mean, that's, you're at a level in life where you can kind of relax. At least you got enough money to pay your necessity bills and you ain't got car payments and all that, and you can handle an emergency when it comes up. I mean, it gives you some sort of comfort of having that stability in life.
Is there ever a point of having too much money where it just invites problems?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, not really, because I got kids that I have to think about leaving it to. So I always wanted to make as much money as I could, so I have enough to spread it around to everybody. And then I want to, be able to live without worried about getting on my plane, whenever I want, and using the plane a couple of $1,000 an hour, whatever. I want to go on my boat, and it costs $3 a gallon. And I need 2,800 gallons of gas or diesel. I mean, I don't know. It's nice to have money and not have to worry about it. My American Express bill came in today and, it was, probably double what it normally was. I didn't give a I saw what it was. It was logical things. We don't piss money away. We don't waste money. I'm not a degenerate gambler. Look, I got a carpool table, it's nice.
And a lot of people, when they first start making money, they're like, okay, I just need to make this amount and I need to have this amount of money to finally be happy. And then they get there and then they raise that number. And then they get there and they raise that number.
Yeah, that's what I did. I always thought I should have, I remember when I was younger, I always said, when I first became a millionaire, I said, I should have, if I'm 35, I should be worth 35 million. That was my weird way of setting my goals. And then when I'm 40, I should have 40 million. And then when I'm 50, I should have 50 billion. But maybe the timing was right for me, because a lot of timing has a lot to do with it. Or call it luck. I don't know. I don't really believe in luck. I believe in timing. You just happen to be at the right place at the right time with the right money. Do the deal. And then it grew to be, I exceeded my goals, put it that way. Okay.
But even once you exceeded all of those goals,
I didn't really think about it anymore. You don't think about it. You just keep accumulating
about it.
You just keep doing it. If you're hooked on what you do and you're hooked on growth, money is the reward of busting your ass and making deals and making shit happen. I mean, that's the reward. And your bank account grows and your wealth grows. But, was I money driven? Yeah, because money was the reward. But I always had the hunger to find the next deal. Or better yet, have 3 or 4 deals going on at the same time. That's what I like to do.